Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, guys. Jarrell here.
And I'm Josh, and today we're here to review episode 5 of The Walking Dead Season 11. Guys,
Ooh, yeah.
a lot happened.
The return of the Whisperers, so to speak.
Yeah.
It was really good, man. I did also hear that one of the Whisperers in the dream, Greg Nicotero, was behind the mask. So, pretty sweet.
Yeah, quite a few Easter eggs in this episode, and we'll probably go through those as we review the episode. But yeah, guys.
So spoiler warning also for the Walking Dead source material. There are some spoilers. If you haven't read the comic source material of what we did see in this episode, and some little Easter eggs as well that we'll be going over. So it was really good.
Yeah, so this episode was not... I don't think we got anything with Maggie and Negan.
No.
Refresh my memory, guys, because my memory is absolutely terrible.
Nope.
So nothing on that side of the universe realm, whatever. Nothing going on there.
Yep.
This was all on Alexandria.
Yep.
And Hilltop.
Alexandria, Hilltop, mostly at Hilltop, and then Commonwealth.
So
yeah.
I loved the opening.
Opening was cool.
Yeah.
Opening was really cool.
The dream sequence of Aaron. And that kind of set the stage for Aaron throughout this episode. I love how they did that, right? Yeah. It shows Aaron's fear of, the current state of the community. Like, we have all these dangers around us, and those dangers were surrounding him in his dream. But it was just awesome because the first one they showed was the wolves.
I know, right?
And you're like, what?
I was freaking out, like, wait a minute.
Yeah, but you could kind of tell, like, it was dreamy because of the way the sun was setting,
right,
and the way they had that in the background. It still seemed real when you saw the wolves, and then once they panned to the other ones, you knew. Once you heard the whistle,
the Negan whistle, the Savior's whistle, and then the Whisperers, So a lot of talk also is, do you think they're foreshadowing Aaron's death at all?
It's a possibility, right? Because Jarrell and I have talked about this, at length. If Aaron is going to get the Rick Grimes storyline from the source material, and I definitely see it. I really do, because we see him kind of taking that leadership role. He is in Alexandria
a lot. Like he was telling Rosita, like, I'm not ready to give up on Alexandria, not yet. Like, he's the one that's really fighting. They're all fighting, but they're putting Aaron at the center of it. Like, he's the one saying, no, we're not done. We're not leaving. We are going to build this back up as best we can. So I could definitely see, like, if they do the source material piece of it with Rick, where Pamela Milton comes back to tour Alexandria, he would kind of be the one to step up front and kind of introduce himself and kind of take that kind of leader and show her around and talk to her about how they do things in Alexandria, blah, blah, blah. So I mean, I don't know if they foreshadowed his death by him being stabbed to death. Of course, that's different than the Rick Grimes one, but they could, of course, remix it if they want to do that.
But just look at how he feels right now. Like, Alexandria is very vulnerable right now. And him, wanting to keep Alexandria, what it is, will kind of take him into seeing what the Commonwealth is all about, and how different they really are. Definitely see that. Do you think we're going to get an Aaron statue? No,
probably not. If it comes to that. So kind of keeping in Alexandria for the moment. So if you guys remember when Judith was doing her little training class, and the other kids were playing with a child walker, that actually is Gus Morgan. That is Jeffrey Dean and Hillary Morgan's son. I saw an article a way back, and I think even Jeffrey Dean Morgan tweeted something that his son would love to be in The Walking Dead as a walker. Something that I figured he was just mentioning, never knew if it was going to happen or when, but that was Gus, and he had an awesome time. He really enjoyed it, and it was cool to see. So I really wish Gus Walker would have bit one of those kids that was playing with him, though.
The main
idiot kids.
Yeah, I didn't like that part of the storyline. Obviously, filler
with Judith.
It was a definite filler.
I don't like seeing Judith being bullied, seeing her cry, but I think but I love the conversation with her and Rosita.
Absolutely.
Where it's making Judith stronger. It's making Judith understand, like, look, we understand that you don't want to lose your memory and forget, Rick, Carl, and of course, Michonne. but also to make yourself stronger, saying that, okay, yeah, it sucks that Michonne left her, but she knows that Judith is in good hands. She knows Judith is very strong and can take care of herself, and she's only going to learn from the best people that we have in Alexandria to be able to, grow and be stronger. So I really love that scene, and amazing work from Kaylee Fleming. She's just an amazing actress.
Let me ask you a topic or a question that's maybe off topic. You make a point that Michonne left Judith because she knows that Judith is strong, right?
Well, and also looking for
is
Rick
Norman gonna leave Judith knowing that Michonne and Rick aren't there?
Oh, if at the end of the season because of the spinoff?
Yes.
I don't know. Well,
no. The answer is no. Why is that a no? Because one of them will return.
One of them or both of them should return.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That is true because, not Norman, Daryl has said that he's never going to leave her.
Yep.
So for him to then leave with Carol on a spinoff
to Mexico City?
New Mexico. If they go there. Yeah, if they go there. But he wouldn't do that unless at least one of them is back. Hopefully both.
Yeah.
But one of them, I would say...
I just had to ask that because you mentioned Michonne.
Yeah, it'd be more Michonne returning than Rick, depending on how they want to do it. But we all want them both to be back. So.
Yep.
How did you like the... So do you feel more and more now that they will probably not rebuild Hilltop? That it's done? For now. Maybe by the end of the season, if they do a time skip at all, they'll rebuild it. But for now... No.
The only way they do it is if it's a time skip. Now, we mentioned this during the review, I think, or no, in another video, that it's very possible that they could start rebuilding and that maybe while Governor Milton visits, they have it halfway built. Like the walls are built, but the mansion has got nothing but framing.
Right.
Just to kind of show that, yeah, they've made progress here. Look, we've expanded to another community. They're showing Governor Milton that.
Yeah.
I think that there's still a possibility right now. No, not without a time skip.
Yeah,
no way.
Sure. I really enjoyed the stuff at Hilltop. I liked seeing, it was sad to see that some of their, their members were killed and their walkers due to the fires and everything. But to see the walkers being herded again and then seeing the whisperers.
Oh my gosh.
Was sick, dude.
That was my favorite part of the episode is when they noticed how those walkers were being herded.
Well, it was Lydia who noticed it.
It was absolutely awesome. Like that was the highlight of the episode to me.
It was cool. And I really loved, you could really then see the complete turnaround of the attitude towards them. Like Aaron, he is nonstop. Like, what are you doing here? Where are the others? Carol is like really wanting him to not go down this path because she already went down a dark path, which took a lot of lives, and she understands that. She's trying to, have retribution for that. Yeah. And Aaron was. I love that he did cut the guy. He had the guy get bit. He did cut it. The guy ended up cutting his hand off, but. You could see the rage. And, the one thing that I was really getting upset with Lydia about is that, and I know I was getting upset with her at the time, but I understand why she's like this. She understands that not all the Whisperers, of course, were evil. And you don't need to have all this vengeance against them because these ones really weren't trying to hurt anyone. They were just still trying to survive.
But that goes back to Aaron's mentality and that dream sequence is that everything around him is a threat right now.
Everything.
And it doesn't matter what you are. It's the fact that he's been through all of those villains, all of those bad people, and now it's Alexandria or nothing.
Yeah. They're trying to rebuild themselves from what the Whisperers did, and when they see a Whisperer, Aaron's like, no, we're going to eradicate this quickly.
I loved the tie-in, absolutely loved the tie-in with Connie. It was a great way to show that, yes, this guy maybe was evil at one point. Not evil, right?
Right.
It showed that this guy had heart and that this guy wasn't just about what Alpha was about.
Exactly.
It was amazing.
And the others that were with him, maybe, I think 4 or 5 others.
Yeah.
So they left him that we know of at Hilltop. We don't know if if Aaron's like, go ahead, stay squatting at Hilltop. We don't know if they're going to move on, but I think that's the end of the Whisperers.
It definitely is the end.
I think that's it.
I wish that they would have taken him in.
Yeah. Maybe they will off screen or something, and they'll
Maybe he makes another appearance, the guy with the hand.
Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Details. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get more details.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably about it between Alexandria and Hilltop.
Yeah. The rest is the Commonwealth.
Let's get into that.
Let's do it.
Number one, we have to mention this. So we get our very first quiet debut of Margot Bingham as Stephanie, the other Stephanie. Now, what's funny about this is that there were some tweets that came out where AMC corrected it. I think on maybe a plot detail or something online somewhere, it said that she is the other Stephanie. Her name is going by Max or something, but
that was a while ago, right?
She's Decoy Stephanie. Now, this was like maybe a week or two ago that I saw this, but it was her. I mean, she got the ice cream. You know, Eugene tried to talk to her. She did not say a word. She smiled. She looked at the other Stephanie that we think and left. And so it's going off of our theory that the woman that Eugene's currently talking to is, of course, not the real Stephanie. She's trying. They really want to know about Eugene's communities, and they're pushing harder and harder.
Yeah.
And then they might eventually reveal it, but it was interesting. She did get the ice cream right, though, because I remember they were saying I think it was black cherry ice cream.
I don't know.
So at least she had that part right to make Eugene still think it could be her.
Yeah, it was awesome. I did like how they did it, right?
Yeah.
She comes in, she says nothing, and you know immediately, like,
it's her.
That's her. It was a great way to do it. You know.
Can't wait for the reveal, though. Like, how are they going to do it? You know, because he did get out of, the being arrested for the radio thing.
All because of Lance Hornsby.
All because of Lance Hornsby. But where do you think that order came from?
The top.
Pamela Milton.
The top. But hey, does it tie into Yumiko and her work that she's doing? Because I think prior to that, we got Yumiko who, and I love how they did this. They're all in the same room. They all get their orders as to what they're going to do. And what was Eugene? Eugene was...
Eugene Porter, work detail, high school teaching pool.
I know that Ezekiel was zookeeper.
Yep.
What about the princess?
It was kind of like she was working...
She loved it.
Like she was kind of like in the retail space. She's like, I love them all.
She was a
clerk
clerk
or something.
Yeah.
So,
but
it was cool.
Yumiko was positioned in...
They didn't give her a position.
That's right.
She had this basically fancy letter.
It was basically like a golden pass to whatever she wanted, and it was cool when she walked over to the clerk or whatever and requested something, and he was like, "Well, no, you're not getting that." Until she provided that letter.
Yeah.
Immediately he switches up.
Immediately,
and you got to wonder if what she did ties into Lance coming in and really getting Eugene and group out of the situation they were, because dude, they were going to be charged. They were going to be with crimes
for real. Yeah, exactly. And they'll be banished though. They'll banish them or whatever, which is cool. But it was pretty cool. So going along the lines of Yumiko's brother, they gave a lot of nods to the Michonne character from the source material. So guys, spoiler warning again here. In the source material, Michonne has a huge part in the Commonwealth story, and they mirrored this source material story and gave it to Yumiko, of course. So Yumiko, as we know, is a lawyer. Michonne was a lawyer.
Yep.
She met her brother in a bakery, which it is named Elodie's Treats. So Elodie is the name of Michonne's long-lost daughter that she reconnected with at the Commonwealth. And that was cool. They had a nod there naming it after her.
So you told me we have been pronouncing that name wrong.
Correct. Yes.
For like every video that we've done.
I said Elodie.
Elodie.
But it's Elodie like melody.
Sorry, guys.
So, sorry. Hey, when you read it on paper, you kind of see it as you see it and you pronounce it. So you don't really hear it unless you Google how to pronounce it, or if maybe somebody in the comments says, hey, it's pronounced this way.
It wouldn't be the first time that we've butchered a name. And, and it certainly won't be the last.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was a cool tie-in to the comics. I think there were some other tie-ins when it came to the bakery as well, or when it came to Michonne.
To Michonne, yeah. So we'll show you guys the screenshots, of course, as you can see now. So in the shot where Eugene is talking with Stephanie with the ice cream, behind them, there is a law office named Hawthorne and Gibbs. And Hawthorne is Michonne's last name from the source material.
Yep.
She eventually becomes a judge. She's Judge Hawthorne. So that's a nod to her as well. So yeah, it's really cool how they did that to pay homage to a very strong source material character who unfortunately Denai Guerrera left that we know of. But it's cool that they at least pay some homage to that and throw that in there.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Really cool.
That was neat.
That was really cool. Yeah, the Commonwealth stuff, not too much. I mean, as we mentioned, the Stephanie thing.
They're doing it right.
They're doing it good.
Right?
You know, they're making Eugene feel comfortable with this woman. He said the name though. I really got so nervous when he got on that radio and said the name Alexandria.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of Rosita's communication back was garbled, so they couldn't hear much. But
it didn't take. But that's all they needed.
That's
right?
all they needed
For him to reach
name.
out to his community. There you go. I mean, that gives them the information they need to know that there is another community out there. And you got to wonder what the next steps are going to be. Obviously, they're going to be all... I think the next scene that we get is Governor Milton.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It has to be.
I think we're going to get it really soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing I was thinking of is I wonder if they are calculating how far away they are. So the transmission distance between those radios, have no idea how far they could reach, but maybe they know that, okay, this radio transmission goes out this many miles. There is another community somewhere over X miles.
It's got to give them a pretty good distance.
Yeah,
right?
at least knowledge of it. I don't know how.
It has to be.
I don't know how they would figure it out.
I don't know radio frequencies.
We don't know radio frequencies.
But I'm sure that someone there who set up the radio has to know, right? Eugene knows.
Eugene would know.
I mean, Eugene had a pretty good idea
where,
pre-finding pre-going to Commonwealth, right? How far it was approximated.
So it's a little bit...
He knew the region.
Yeah, so the Commonwealth in the source material, guys, is based in Ohio. I believe the Commonwealth in the show is more towards... I think it's more towards Pittsburgh. They were just in Pittsburgh recently. That's where they found Princess.
But was the source material.
So was the source material.
They had to go through Pittsburgh to get to
the Commonwealth, but we don't know if the TV show Commonwealth is based out of Ohio. We'll have to look that up. We'll put it on the screen if we find it in the wiki fandom or whatnot. But so yeah, I agree with you. I think Eugene probably knows exactly the distance, and I think maybe somebody at the Commonwealth would then know.
Or at least have some idea.
Idea.
The whole point of this is he has now given them the information they need that there is another community out there. Yeah. But, just from the source material, I don't think we have anything to worry about. Right. The Commonwealth is not a forceful community. Yeah. They're not I don't want to say they're not a villain, right? Like, they're not that type. Yes, they are doing things the wrong and incorrect way from a society point of standpoint, but... Yeah.
For sure.
They're not evil.
Yeah, they weren't evil in the source material. It was just Pamela's way of governing was. That's why they are asking questions about what you did in your previous life so they can put you in jobs. They can put you in jobs there.
Yeah.
That suits you, and then that didn't sit well with Rick Grimes and others who learned about this.
And it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's a great way to say, hey, this isn't doing the same thing that we've done for seasons.
Right.
9 seasons before, 10 seasons before. We're not having yes, it's not a villain, but it's not the way of life that people were accustomed to.
Right.
And I think that, hopefully they start tying that in with Aaron and other people. And I think it'll take a visit to our
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Our groups.
So I think one last source material, I wouldn't say nod, but story point that they did give us in the show, which is exact, is during the Lance Hornsby video, he mentioned that the Commonwealth is 50,000 strong, and that is exactly the number that we heard that we saw in the source material. Of course, in a comic book, we never saw those numbers of people, but we'll have to see if we see this in the show. The Commonwealth did have at least, I think, another community towards the lake. Can't remember the name. Not too many people lived over there, but it was a nice lake, kind of a high-end, lake that with houses and boats and fun. And
Greensville?
Greenville, yeah, I think it's Greenville.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have to see if we see those true numbers, but I think it's going to be the same thing. We're going to see the people in the community. We're going to see more numbers with their soldiers, and not really truly 50,000 people, unless they're going to be playing or watching a football game, like in the source material. They have a
we
stadium.
saw in the source material. I know that's coming. I know that's
cool.
coming.
That would be cool.
It's coming.
Yeah. And another thing, sorry, really quick, the Commonwealth seal was really sweet.
That was cool.
That was cool.
Sorry,
I had to mention that.
No, you're good. It was interesting, and I think we glossed over this, didn't talk about it, but Yumiko's brother was kind of really scared when he saw Yumiko.
Thanks for picking that up.
Yeah, to the point where he was like, "Don't mess this up for me." Like, as in Yumiko has just an enact for,
running people's lives is what his words were.
Yeah.
But did you pick up on that? Do you think that somebody mentioned in our comments, do you think if they find out that he is actually a thoracic surgeon and he lied about it, do you think he'll get in trouble? Because he got a little skittish when she was like, "Why are you baking? You're a thoracic surgeon." He was like, "Hey, shh."
I just thought of something.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think they remix him with that individual in the source material that gets jumped by the soldiers? So you know what storyline I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So in the source material, what really causes, I'll say quote unquote civil unrest in the Commonwealth community is one individual in the Commonwealth actually finds out that the soldiers, I think, was sleeping with his wife or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
His wife was having an affair with one of the Commonwealth soldiers, and when he confronted the soldier, he was badly and brutally beaten. I think he was killed even.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, and it caused a riot in the Commonwealth, and that's what really caused the unrest in the community about the social status. I'm almost wondering if when it gets discovered, he's taken away by the Commonwealth soldiers and beaten or whatever.
Right,
Yeah.
and then Yumiko tries to help
jump
out.
in.
Maybe she gets kind of hit too, kind of what happened to like Michonne and things like that. So. Yeah, I can maybe.
I'm wondering
if
if that's going to be remixed a little bit.
It's just interesting that he just did not want. He wants to bake. We get that, but what did you say in your interview? Did you gloss over the fact that you're a thoracic surgeon? Even though she even said it in her interview, she was like, "I'm aware that my brother, a thoracic surgeon, is here." I wonder if they took notes about that, and
they did.
They're going to be going back to look at his transcript. He'd be like, "You didn't say anything."
When
about
he
thoracic
said,
surgeon.
"Don't mess this up for me," she's already started the path of messing it up for him. And I think it's just a matter of time before you're right. They find out, and the question is, what's their reaction?
What are they going to do?
Yeah, and is he going to go nuts? Like, it's
well, how would they prove? That's the thing. How would you be able to prove that he is
someone that is known and close to him said it?
True. Yeah, it's
and that is all it takes.
It's his own
exactly.
sister. Yeah, so yeah, guys, it was a really good episode. We really enjoyed it. We're definitely excited to get into episode 6. We're actually recording this video on Tuesday, and we're going to be recording. You guys are watching this on Wednesday, and we're going to be watching episode 6 on Tuesday to get our reaction done. And all I've heard about this one, and we did see the next episode teaser, is that it's going to be creepy. We're going to be getting with Connie and Virgil into the house with these weird creature people. We don't know what they are, but we've heard from other comments people who've seen the episode that episode 6 is really, really good.
Awesome.
Getting back into Darrow and Pope as well. So, yeah. Let us know what you think. What you thought of episode 5. What did you think of the source material, Easter eggs, and callbacks? And let us know what you think in the comments. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. And stay tuned for our episode 6 reaction and review coming soon. I'm Jarrell.
I'm Josh.
We're NocBro Nation.
We're out.